All right. I think we're just about ready to get started. Okay. So today we're going to work on a new game, a dungeon crawler. It's a first-person dungeon crawling roguelike game, and it has procedurally generated dungeons. Right? I haven't decided on a final name yet, but I do know that I wanted to have an automation API, both to make testing easier, and to automate the testing process, but also because I think it'll be really fun for players in terms of like writing custom scripts to automate the game and whatnot. But today we're going to focus on building and designing building's the wrong word, designing an architecture and a basic strategy for the API. Okay. And should we finish with that early, then we're going to begin to work on the dungeon layout generation, the procedural dungeon generation. So all of this is up on GitHub in the link that's in the chat. Yeah. So far, what we have is basically just a giant cube that spins. That's it. It's just a test environment. But I'm thinking what I want to do for what I'm thinking I want to do for the API is to start up an Actix server in like a secondary thread, and then just store a crossbeam message passing channel to pass data between, and basically commands, to pass commands and data between the Actix thread and a Bevy plugin. And there'll be just some Bevy system that checks every so often, or on updates, will check for new data and publish events based on whatever commands it receives. So to do this, we're gonna need to make a plugin. I'm trying to figure out if I should start with the Actix server or the Bevy plugin. Let's start with the Actix server. So let's make a whole oh. Good Lord, I have a lot of tabs. Actix web. Woo. Yeah. Okay. Start API. And then I can just call this function in a thread. And everything should be hunky-dory. Web, get, and post. Need to import those two. Oh, and I also want it to be accessible over a Unix domain socket. And in the future, that should probably be configurable, but for now, it'll have to be. We shall have to make do with hard coding it. That's not how you spell. Now, because I don't have a game name quite set up yet, this song is making me anxious. Because I don't have a game name set up yet, I'm just going to store that in a global variable somewhere. UDF. Dot sock. Const. Oh, I always forget about that. Maybe there's an issue. I'll use the project name, which I've been using I've used for the directory structure, and the name of the tmux window. We'll use that as a temporary value. Use super name. Please cooperate with me, NeoVim. I'm actually... Well, I'm gonna go hop over to the Rust docs. For Actix Web, because I want to see what happens when we call bind UDS on a platform that does not have Unix domain sockets. Because if like you know, the player's playing this on Windows. I don't want them to just, you know, be SOL. Only available on Unix. Okay. Can't remember if that's a feature or... Okay. Yeah, it's platform-based, which means I need to conditionally compile UFG. How do I platform? Rust conditionally compile based on OS. Yeah. Aha, there we go. Oh, I don't think it's or. I think it was any. Mac OS. Conditionally compile only on Mac OS. Aha, there we go. I was right the first time. Nice. Or I guess also FreeBSD, Dragonfly. I guess it'll probably be. Huh. So I want basically anything other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I want everything that isn't Windows, iOS, Android, and none. So if I just say, if not Windows and not iOS, and Android. Oh, and ah, dang it. See, let's server equal. We know we definitely want it functioning here, although we should probably change this port to like 5,000 or something. We only want to do this. Let server equal server. In theory, this does what I want it to do. Oh, cool. Okay. Now it just needs to get past. Okay. Okay, it needs to get past the crossbeam stuff. So chances are I will probably only need a sender. Because the API will get commands via a Unix domain socket or via HTTP, or via a TCP socket or whatever, and it'll send data to the Bevy game. But I do want there to be some kind of responding. Well, I want there to be the option for that. So, I know what I'll do. I will make a structure. Make a structure and have it be to HTTP API. Derive clone debug. Yeah, okay. This makes sense. So the HTTP API will hold a sender and a receiver, as will the Bevy API struct. And one will just be held by Bevy, and the other will be held by the Actix API, by the HTTP API. I'm not going to have these be separate structs. I'm going to have these be the same struct. HTTP API path. And then an RX. We'll have an RX to receive data from Bevy. Unbound. Receive. Whoop. Crossbeam channel receiver. Yeah. Not a damn clue what that'll send yet. Oh, wait, no, it does need to be different because it'll be sending different types. Oh, no, it doesn't. Haha. Not if I encode all the data using bin code. Yeah, okay. Let me just double check that I have that. Okay, so I need to add Serday and bin code because I don't yet have them on my cargo. Serday derive. Whoop. Whoop. I can totally spell. Bin code. And Verde. All right. The API Bevy HTTP API HTTP held. Mm-hmm. Bevy held half, and Bevy, we're also going to have this be a resource. Yeah. Whoop. Because if it's a resource, then I can store it in the ECS system and I don't have to worry about it. Prelude, yeah, give me everything. Make my life easy. Transmit and oh, I know what I'm going to need to do. So there's going to be multiple types that are going to be having to be sent back and forth. So I'm going to need some kind of enum. To represent a Bevy response. Bevy API. What? Enum. Public enum. Yes, this is the way. Response. Receiver. Bevy API response. But what will it transmit? Well, this will also need to be user, and of course also serialize. Bevy API. Command. Bada bing. Bada boom. Sender crossbeam channel. Sender Bevy API command. Whoop. And then yoink. Change around that order. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Okay, this doesn't belong in this file. This belongs in a file somewhere in here. I'm gonna move some of that stuff around. Um, uh, mm-hmm. Comms.rs. Sure. Oh, actually. Do a little command line foo. Yes. Whoop. No. It's much easier to just change this to super. Bada bing. Bada boom. Ka-chow. And then we can get, whoop, come on. We can get rid of this from this file. Get rid of this and get rid of that. Oh, so don't need that anymore apparently. Because this all exclusively has to do with the comms, so it really should be in the API folder. Yeah, okay. Bevy API. I could have done this with generic types, but eh. Okay. Pub fn rec v myself. Option Bevy API command. Self.rx dot oh. Ryrec V. Oh, yep, okay. Match. There's got to be a better way to do this. Let okay. CMD. And then return CMD. Hello. Oh, I don't need that return there, because I can just do that. I always forget about that. There we go. FN at myself. Whoop. Okay. This functionality, I think, is largely not going to get used. This responding, sending data from Bevy across the API to the client. I think that's probably not going to end up getting used. Reason being, cargo add any. I use anyhow. This is probably the only situation where I'll be using the anyhow. But I'll take it. Self dot send. Oh, self dot transmitter dot send response. Yeah, in large part, I think the reason I probably won't end up using this sending data from Bevy to the API functionality is because I'm kind of lazy. And I don't want to keep track of which message, which response is for. And I think it's kind of unimportant, to be honest. And honestly, I just don't really find it all that necessary. What I might end up doing is I might end up enabling a way to send data from Bevy to the API and just have it get broadcast on a WebSocket connection. That might be fun. Honestly, that's probably what I'll end up doing. Yeah, okay. API. API channel. Whoop. Channel. API channel. Which was the HTTP API. Okay. Let API channel equal web data new active web. I mean, really, it. Oh boy. Okay, so it should be. Oh god, I have to bring in Tokyo. Okay, because I need to bring in Tokyo to give myself. Wow. I need to bring in Tokyo to give myself future aware mutexes. Feature sync only. Okay. Sync. API channel. API channel.balloon. Excuse me. There we go. I've been out on my own. I'm a little anxious when you call me on the phone. It fades away. But when the interim, it was hard to see that way. Yeah, okay. Well, that was fast. SRC, API. HTTP.rs. Mod HTTP. There we go. That isn't the root, so I'm just gonna have that root. Yeah. Okay. And then from here, we can start working on the Bevy plugin. This is going much faster than I thought it would. Mod Bevy. Use Bevy prelude everything. Correct. HTTP API. Plugin. Whoop. Impl plugin. No. Okay. I know what I'll do, because this needs to somehow have access to this. Or, well, no, it needs the Bevy equivalent of that. API channel. Bevy. App dot insert resource self dot API channel. Okay. That will add that resource. Oh, right. I forgot to make a function down here that makes the API channel halves. HTTP Bevy API. Ciao. Okay. Crossbeam Rust. inbound, send and receive. Okay. Send so TX, RX, unbounded. Come on. All right. HTTP API. RX equals RX sub 1. Luckily at this state it doesn't matter as long as they don't correspond. TX is TX2. Doesn't matter which one gets 1 and which one gets 2. It just matters that they don't, that it doesn't matter if the HTTP API struct and the Bevy API struct, like it doesn't matter, you know, which combination of 1 and 2 they get, so long as each gets a 1 and each gets a 2. If that makes sense. TX1. Mm-hmm. Let join handle Bevy API channel equal start API. I really don't like that I'm having, you know what? I'm going to do this a little bit differently. HTTP join handle Where'd it go? There'd it go. Okay, so self.http. Ah, crap. HTTP half and API channel equal make API channel. What? On start. What did I call it? What did I? Yeah, start API. Start API. HTTP half. Well, I don't need that anymore. API channel. JH equals JH. Oops. Damn, that was really clever of me. Yeah, that was really clever of me, huh? Alright. And then from here, all I need to do is make a system. Step API, which will take a mutable CMD event. Event writer. You know what? I'm going to do the really smart thing here and say, make this also an event, right? Because what that will allow me to do what that will allow me to do is as soon as the receiving channel What? Why is it not recognizing that? Yeah, okay. So that way, I don't have to make two enums that represent the Bevy command and the Bevy command as an event. I can just say Bevy API command, right? And then all I need is a mutable API channel resmet API Bevy API what the what in the world is going on? What the hell is going on? Cargo. Why is it not like... Why is it not recognizing that? That should not be the case. Hmm. Well, I don't need that. Okay. Ooh, stretch. Good stretch. Okay. Come on. Come on, computer. You can do it. Um... Huh. What in the okay. Why is it? Why is it adding that double? That doesn't make any sense. What in God's green earth is going on here? Okay, you know what? I'm just going to pretend that this is a Rust error. And I'm going to update Rust. And be very, very hopeful. Okay, well, if it's going to do that all over again, then I might as well. Whoop. And I might as well do that, and then do that. Oh boy. Oh, you know what it might be? It might be, the weird issue that was going on. It might be that there was a that because of the because of these optimizations, it got rid of that aspect of Bevy, and when you combine that with the fact that I have the Bevy, oh, never mind, I don't have the Bevy. Huh. I don't know. What the hell, man? I'm certainly not going to be using that version. I'm certainly not going to be using version 0.14. Right, I forgot that when you do this, you need to do version. Oh, that's not right. There we go. Bruh, what the f... Let's try it now. How long did it take last time? Doesn't tell me because it errored. Okay, great. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and I'll be right back. Let me... Echo... 1, 2... Bathroom. BRB. Yeah, okay. Okay, I'm back. Oh, good lord. What the hell is going on? Abuse. Prelude. Dungeon Crawler having one. Wasn't this. Come on. Come on. What the hell is going on? For real though, what in the world is happening? Bruh. Which re-exports and provides some shorthand macros for the product. Blah, 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 blah. Working fine here. Oh, wow, I'm dumb. It's this line. Oh my god. Okay. Wow, I am stupid. Okay. That was a whole, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes I'll never get back. Bevy to Bevy. Um. Yeah. Wow. Anyway, where the hell was I? Now that all of that shenanigans is over and done with, right? Okay. If let some v equal BMD equals API and dot v cmd.ev.send cmd. Bada bing, bada boom. Step API. There we go. That's better. I cannot believe for the life of me that I didn't notice that. That was really annoying. Okay. Oh well. Well, that's this goal complete. Huh. Alright. And then all I'd need to do with yeah, then all I need to do in these services, as Actix calls them, is to extract this web data, this API channel web data. And based on the URL or the post data or the whatever, or the get whatever's, based on whatever, based on which route and the arguments do different things. All right. That was half an hour of my life I'll never get back. Okay. That was a really, really very silly error on my part. But, learn something. Just file. Cargo run. In game. Oh, God, come on. We just went through that. Rust up. Go. Okay, well that was irrelevant then. Ooh, that's fancy. Let's get some of that. Dot cargo. Na-na-na-na-na. Na-na-na-na-na. Bada boom. Oh, because it's, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Git commit. Status. Add src API. Status commit. Added API outline. Edit HTTP API. Plugin. Okay, so I think I should, while I'm at it, start outlining the dungeon generation. Dungeon generation. I'll go. So I saw a video a while back where the algorithm basically just started with a random tile and would randomly decide to add a room, basically, up, down, left, or right, and would then, you know, keep going from there. I want to do something similar. But they made a couple modifications to it, to that simple algorithm in the video that I also want to make. One of those being, one of those being that it would, then do a post-processing step to go, okay, where are the farthest 2 points? Like where's the farthest point from the start? And that's where the next level was. That's where the, stairs to the next level, or the ladder, or the warp tile, or whatever that took you to the next level was. And I want to do something like that. But they also did something funky to mess with the size and the geometry. Of the rooms, which I also want to follow suit with. So let's start outlining this. An M by K grid. I have to figure out a good stop condition. What row? Ah. That actually makes a lot of sense. I forgot to add the event, which I should probably do here. Add event. Bevy API command. Randomly, how should I phrase this? Because I want there to be between 5 and 10 rooms, and which number should be randomly selected. Ooh, cool. Okay, so it works now. So there are... So there are between... So there are... So there are a random number. Between 5 and 10 rooms. There we go. Step 1. Step 2. The rooms. And then we're gonna basically in a bunch of, and then step through move the rooms closer. Until there is a collision of non-neighboring. So there's a collision of non-neighboring until there is a collision of non-neighboring rooms. Okay. such that there is no overlap it's moved such until there's a collision of non-neighboring rooms or room gets moved. Such the edge of its parent. The X or Y edge. X or Y. Yeah. X or Y edge of its parents. Whichever is applicable. Yeah. I think that's a pretty good algorithm, at least for a first shot. Begin work on dungeon layout. Architect procedural algorithm. Oh, architect procedural algorithm. Design meditation. Alrighty. Yep. Okay. So we have procedural dungeon generation. Ooh, that's not how you spell. Okay, so we know what the algorithm will look like. What the algorithm will look like. Now we just need to actually figure out how I'm going to implement said algorithm. I think it would be really, huh? Well, I think it would probably make sense. To leverage Bevy's state system, you know, and have a state for, you know, world generation or dungeon generation step or state. And then have, you know, 5 sub-states for that dungeon generation state. So yeah, I think that makes sense. Clone, debug, date, use Bevy, prelude, everything. Of enum. Of enum. Startup. Okay, so let's just quickly bang out a couple. Oh, I also need to, yeah, okay. I forgot that I also need to implement default on these. Bada bing, bada boom. Main game state. Main game state. Aha. So I got the macro name wrong. Not in game. Default. And then we're also going to need I don't know what to call the regular mode. And I guess we could call it normal. That'll certainly be easier to spell. Okay. So we got this, we got this, we got this. Normal. Okay. And then we also have level generation. Level gen. Whoop. Level generation. Level gen state. Mm-hmm. And then this is just a single step system. So this can get on enter in game state level gen not generating. Expanding. What? Ooh, okay. Post-processing step. Okay. Modulating room size. Modding room geometry. Waiting for lock. Waits for moves the rooms closer and waits for them to lock in position. You know what? I'm going to add another step in here to randomly, well, not so randomly, to distribute loot chests, to distribute loot chests, monster spawns, sprinkle, prefab. Distribute loots, monster spawns, and and other prefab structures. Sure, let's go with that. The prefab structures. Randomly left, right, up, or down. Honestly, instead of how I'm currently doing the expanding, I could also probably just use binary space partitioning. Um, as the main front of it. What is his, what is Obsidian's objection to pre? That is perfectly valid usage of the term. Thank you very much, Obsidian. Uh, I want to sprinkle the prefabricated structures after the position of all the rooms gets locked in place. That way I have a little more control over, um, how far each item is apart, or each thing is apart. Hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. Distribute loot chests, monster spawns, etc. Okay. Yeah, okay. And then I can just switch between them. Yeah, okay. Ooh, now there's a really good idea. What I could do uh, is, right, have each of these be states, or have each of these different steps be a state, or rather a substate. Um, but on the update schedule, right? Just have a, dot run if, and then a custom function. And that custom function will take, will have the ability to change to the next state using the next state resources. And if it does change to the next state, it'll return false. That way say randomly, add a room, right, won't run one extra time. That is a pretty clever usage of Bevy's structure. System. Run if system that changes to the next substate. There we go. Yeah, cool. Oh yeah, and here we're gonna need, like, once we're done with this, then we're gonna need to pick the two farthest points. As the beginning and end of the level. Beginning and end of the level. Yeah. Okay. Whoop. That was a whole lot of not what I wanted to do. Status. Get add src API, get commit. Fixed breaking bug. Get commit. Added some states. Not all, but some. Okay. I think that wraps up quite nicely for the day. Yeah. Pleasure hanging out with you. See you guys later.